my favorite fresh fragrances for 2025. Hi everyone, I'm Julian and this is my channel Scented Moments where we discuss everything about perfumes. So in this video I want to dedicate solely for fresh fragrances. Now, not just about long-lasting fresh fragrances, which I already covered that, so definitely feel free to check that video out if you have yet to, and I will leave the link in the description box down below. But this is not just about performance, it's about the scent itself, and that I'm currently enjoying, and these are definitely the ones that I'm wearing the most, and I will be wearing even more throughout the year, especially during the holidays for spring and summertime, and among others. But these 15 fragrances here are definitely some of my all-time favorite fresh fragrances. So without further ado, in no specific order, let's get started. Now I try my best to balance this list between designers and niche. So the first one is from the house of Amouage, so a niche fragrance, and this one is Reflection Man. And Reflection Man is one of my all-time favorite perfumes, especially from this brand, Amouage. And I have the previous magnetic cap version, and you see like how the color already changed a bit. It was transparent, and now it changed into this more slightly darker beige type of color, and the dent as well is massive. But I already have the Extrait version on its way, which I'm very excited to. The Extrait is less fresh and definitely more floral, especially on the iris. The iris, it's definitely more amped up in the Extrait version, the Reflection Man 45. But nonetheless, the scent itself, it's quite similar, and I adore it. It was love at first sniff. Finally have it, or finally will have it in my collection soon enough. But yes, the original, I still think it's more fresh. So if you want definitely a fresh take on the Reflection Man, I think the original is the best, not the Extrait. I think the Extrait, again, it's more heavy and more, the iris root is definitely more amped up, so it's more buttery as well. Here it's more fresh, lavender, lots of white florals in here with the jasmine, with neroli. You have also a bit of ylang ylang in here, tons of sandalwood. Wonderful, wonderful fragrance, quite sparkly as well, very classy, very elegant, very sophisticated. I mean, this fragrance is really for upscale events to me, or if you are wearing like some sort of casual chic outfit, I think this will work wonderfully as well. I mean, Amouage Reflection Man, it's one that I will always recommend, although a lot of people say that the new version of Reflection Man, it's a bit more toned down, doesn't smell as good, but I don't have the experience, the wearing experience of the new version of Reflection Man, but this version specifically, it's just amazing. Now the next fragrance, it's also within this fresh floral category, and it's from House of Loewe, incredibly underrated brand. This one is 001 Man Eau de Parfum, and I love the sleek, chic, elegant bottle presentation here. This one is, again, in the same category of Reflection Man, and not as expensive by far, but it's still a bit different, though being the same category. This is also very heavy on the iris, carrot seeds, and bread seeds. I would say that this is more heavy on these creamy, musky qualities when comparing with, for example, Reflection Man. This also, it's a bit woodsy, like sandalwood, cedarwood, just like Reflection Man. But I would say that this, in the end, it's a bit more creamy, musky, and also a bit more iris, but more floral, vegetally iris, and it's wonderful. I love this one. It's also a bit more spicy. You also have a big dose of cardamom in here, which is my favorite spicy note in perfumery, because it gives a very sensual warmness into the fragrance, and here you can definitely feel that, especially in the opening. So think of cardamom, think of iris, carrot seeds, creamy, musky qualities with some cedarwood and sandalwood. It's wonderful fragrance. Again, very versatile, very elegant. But I would say that this you can wear more of a signature scent, also considering the price tag. When I'm comparing here with Reflection Man, for example, which is quite expensive. Here, I mean, for a third of the price, if not even less, especially in the online discounters. I mean, you have here a wonderful fragrance that will last you during the entire day. It's Loewe 001 Man Eau de Parfum. Now the next fragrance from the house of Frederic Malle, and I could have chose so many fragrances from this brand in terms of fresh fragrances, but I ended up choosing this one, which is my favorite. I would say my favorite fresh fragrances from the brand, and this one is Bigarade Concentree. And I love this since the first day I tried it, which was already a few years ago, although I just added this fragrance last year to my collection. So Bigarade Concentree, created by Jean-Claude Ellena. This one basically resembles a lot to Terre d'Hermès Eau Très Fraîche, which is now discontinued, also created by Jean-Claude Ellena back when he was the in-house parfumeur at Hermès. And so basically this is a salty, watery, very sparkly orange fragrance. It's so good, and also a bit musky. So good, so boho chic style. This is just like white linen shirt in the summer, and you just dose yourself with Bigarade Concentree. Love it. I just adore this one, and so effortless. And again, if you're a fan of the now discontinued Terre d'Hermès Eau Très Fraîche, you have here a stunning alternative, just a bit more expensive, but scent-wise, it's to die for, really. So, Bigarade Concentree by Frederic Malle. Talking about Hermès, well, the next fragrance is from the house of Hermès, and it is Voyage Dmes. I adore this one. I also have the Parfum version, which is still in Lisbon, but I do prefer the EDT, the Eau de Toilette, which is this one right here. I love the sparkly cardamom qualities in here. The Parfum is more heavy on the lemon and also way more heavy on the cardamom, which is amazing, but is missing the sparkliness that this one has. And performance-wise, it's basically the same, which is very disappointing for a Parfum concentration. Nonetheless, I mean, both are fantastic. I just slightly prefer the original. Again, amazing cardamom in here, this sparkly, zesty lemon with this watery, borderline marine-ish quality into it. So good, really. And this is a very unique type of perfume, to me at least, and it's one that I love to wear in the summertime. And I already talked about this fragrance a lot, and I already mentioned this fragrance on my previous summer lists. So this one is Voyage Dmes by Hermès. The next fragrance is from Profumum Roma, another brand that, I mean, I could name so many fresh fragrances from Profumum Roma. I mean, Acqua Viva, Orangea, even Acqua di Sale as being a fresh aquatic, the best in its genre. I mean, the list goes on. But I decided to go with this one. I'm really enjoying this one at the moment, and it is Neroli. Neroli, and for me, the best take on a Neroli fragrance. And this is the most realistic, to me, the most realistic natural smelling Neroli that I ever smelled. Super long lasting. This is basically an eau de cologne type of scent, just like incredibly long lasting and very sparkly and natural smelling, just like Profumum Roma. Oh, it's so damn good. Yeah, it's amazing. If you are into Neroli fragrances, I really recommend you to try Neroli by Profumum Roma. Now the next fragrance, this is from House of Les Indemodables, another brand that has so many great fresh fragrances, and I actually do have a couple on my wish list, which I will talk about in the next video. But this one is a fresh floral, more specifically a fresh rose fragrance. This one is Ros Jamal, which is my favorite rose fragrance at the moment. This is a minty, very energizing, fresh red rose. It's so good. Like, the rose here is such a natural smelling red rose. It's just amazing. I really cannot describe this further as being the best fresh red rose fragrance in the market, to my nose at least. Fantastic. Performance-wise, it's great as well. I mean, it's average. We are talking in the 7-hour mark in terms of longevity overall. But now, Les Indemodables, they have just released the Extrait version of Ros Jamal in the 10 ml size roll-on, which they already had for Vanilla Van, which I already talked about and compared them side by side. So I definitely want to add the Extrait version of Ros Jamal. I think it would be even better. It would be really a masterpiece of a perfume. So really can't wait to put my nose on that Extrait version. But for now, Ros Jamal Bio de Parfum. Just do yourself a favor, try this one, and really just acquire like a sample set from the official website of Les Indemodables. You'll get the entire set, entire fragrances of their portfolio, including their cologne, like the Escale in Indonesia and Escale in Haiti. And I think it's really worth the journey. It's a wonderful, wonderful journey. So just really check out their discovery set. Currently, Les Indemodables is one of the best niche fragrances out there. The next fragrance from the house of Acqua di Parma, and it's Colonia Futura. Adore this one, created by François Damasci, released in 2020. I would say that this is quite underrated. This never really got the attention that it deserves, to me at least. This fragrance is a modern take on a aromatic fougere scent. This has, of course, you have the lavender, the citruses, the spices, but this is also quite modern. It's not so good, very herbal. And I already talked about this fragrance on my past video, so definitely check that video out regarding my favorite aromatic fragrances. But yeah, this one is so good, so elegant, again, very effortless, it's very sparkly. And for me, this really works as a signature scent. You will be smelling amazing. This actually lasts, although this is an eau de cologne, but this one lasts the entire day, which is great. And it's a very modern take on an aromatic fougere, simply put. One that I really urge you to try if you have yet to. It's Acqua di Parma's Colonia Futura. The next fragrance, I mean, I don't know what else can I say about this fragrance. From the house of Marc-Antoine Barrois, it's Ganymede. Released in 2019, this fragrance put the Marc-Antoine Barrois brand in the map, and also its parfumeur, Concentree, which now he is extremely sought after and very active, especially working for a lot of perfumes for Amouage. And he's being known by using a lot of Acqua wood, which is basically a molecule from patchouli, but he also adds this mineral quality, which for some people it's a bit too scratchy and too much, really. And I get that, but for me, I mean, it really depends on how it's used in the specific fragrance. I think, for example, in Ganymede, works wonderfully, and in my view, Ganymede remains the best work from Concentree. Ganymede is still the best fragrance from Concentree. I'm not a big fan of his work at Amouage, to be honest. And so I'm just really happy that he created Ganymede. I think he here did a masterpiece of a perfume. And it seems like he wants to replicate this recipe. But Ganymede, it's just wonderful with this osmanthus, saffron, violet, and of course with the Acqua wood that gives this floral, fruity, peach-like, but with this leathery, mineralic, ozonic qualities. So unique. When this was released, it was so unique back in 2019. Performance is amazing. You also have the Extrait, but to be honest, the Extrait really doesn't do much to me. I think it smells more, doesn't smell as balanced as the Eau de Parfum, to be honest. Performance is massive of the Extrait, but to be honest, here the performance is already great. So I think the Extrait, you really don't need the Extrait. You just can go with the Eau de Parfum in your set. So I can't recommend Ganymede enough. I already did a full review of this one, I mean a few years ago already. So check that video out. But it's Ganymede from Marc-Antoine Barrois. Now the next fragrance, it's already a classic for a reason, from the house of Issey Miyake, L'Odyssée pour Homme, the original created by Jacques Cavalier, which is currently the in-house parfumeur at Louis Vuitton. And this one, It's so good. This is a modern, fairly modern version, I would say. I mean, I have this already for a couple of years now. It smells amazing. Love the yuzu in here. Love the salty freshness of this fragrance. Extremely unique when it first came out in the mid 90s. And to me, still the best from the house. I mean, they currently have tons of flankers of l'Odyssée. They even had like a couple of more dark fragrances, which actually I was not a big fan of, although they really have their cult follow. But I never really got the hype of those more darker fragrances, or better saying darker flankers of l'Odyssée. But I'm a big fan of the original. And I would love that they would do like an eau de parfum or an extrait even of l'Odyssée. I would love to see how that would work out. Maybe they already did and I'm not even aware, because I mean, in the end, it's so many flankers that I just lose count. But and definitely let me know in the comments down below if there is already like an eau de parfum or even an extrait version of l'Odyssée pour Homme. I would definitely love to try. But yes, the original, it's so effortless, and I adore it. And it's so affordable, especially in online discounters. For 125 ml, I mean, you will spend like 40 euros max, and it's a lot of perfume for that money. So if you don't want to spend a big amount of money and you want to smell great, l'Odyssée pour Homme by Issey Miyake is the one to go. Now on to the next fragrance from House of Chanel. It's Allure Homme Edition Blanche. One of my all-time favorite perfumes, especially in the fresh side of things. This lemon meringue pie with black pepper, it's just to die for. It's really one of the only very few fresh gourmand fragrances, borderline gourmand fragrances, that you can find in the mainstream realm of things, and it's done to perfection. Performance is, it's okay. I'll not say it's great, but it's okay. It's average. I mean, it's a Chanel, so Chanel will not be loud. Chanel fragrances aren't loud by nature. So this one, it's done so well. I mean, seriously. My favorite modern fresh fragrance from Chanel, I mean, it's between this one and the number 5 L'Eau, which I'm also addicted to that fragrance. But this one more because I have this one for longer. I think that I have like half bottle here, so it's even scary, the thought. But well, when this will finish, I will just repurchase if it's not discontinued by then. Hopefully not. But yes, lemon meringue pie with some black pepper on top, just fantastic. The next fragrance is from the house of Dolce Gabbana. I don't remember the last time I talked about a fragrance from Dolce Gabbana, but this one, it's really good, and it got its hype when it first came out in 2022. But I don't know, it seems that kind of died down. But I still think it's a brilliant grapefruit scent, and it's Light Blue pour Homme Italian Love. And this is such a realistic grapefruit. I mean, it's mind-blowing. This for me was love at first sniff. This is basically grapefruit with bergamot and marine notes. You also have more things going on, also a bit musky and woodsy in a dry down. But for me, ultimately, this is all about this massive, realistic, juicy grapefruit with a marine / aquatic notes. Wonderful. I love this one. One of my favorites from Dolce Gabbana. I'm a big fan of the Intense, which came out like some years ago, and that one was extremely hyped back then. I'm also a fan of Dolce Gabbana The One, Mysterious Night. Love it. I also am a fan of the one Eau de Parfum, although I currently don't have a full bottle anymore. I had it like many moons ago, but then I finished the bottle, and then I didn't repurchase a full bottle. Maybe I will, just for memory's sake, but I don't know. Maybe not now. But this one, Italian Love, if you are into like grapefruit fragrances and you want a marine touch, check this one out. And it's another fragrance that definitely will be very affordable in online discounters. This next fragrance is a newcomer to my collection. So happy to have it. I mean, I already talked about this fragrance. It's from House of Olfactive Studio. Now, most of you might know now that I have a collaboration from this brand. And if you are interested in discovering Olfactive Studio, you will have a coupon code, which will give you a 15% discount if you use Scented15. I will always leave the link of my coupon in the description box down below. Definitely feel free to check out their discovery set. It's the best way to discover perfume brand. So that would be my ultimate advice. But this one, which I talked about when I reviewed the brand, which I will also leave the link in the description box down below in case you missed it. I was a big fan of this one. Like, this was love at first sniff the minute I tried it, and it is Flashback. Super underrated, created by Olivier Cresp, and he founded the brand of Acqua, I mean, years later, and currently he has several fragrances from Acqua, from his own creation, of course. Not a fan of all of them, and actually I'm not a fan of their newest Breathe fragrance. It's a fresh fragrance actually, but would definitely not be mentioned here. It's not great, but this one though, this one, it's amazing. Flashback. It was released in the mid 2010s or early 2010s. This is a fresh rhubarb fragrance, fresh citrusy rhubarb perfume, and this could easily be part of a Terre d'Hermès line, like a flanker of Terre d'Hermès, or this could even be part of the Un Jardin line, also by Hermès. It's that good because this has that transparency, that Hermès sparkly, citrusy transparency, but with this dry herbal rhubarb, which in itself also is very unique. It's not that you have tons of rhubarb fragrances out there, and this one is done so well. Love it. I will definitely be wearing this one more often now. And yeah, it's just uplifting. It's super uplifting, green, herbal, but citrusy at the same time. A bit watery as well. Not aquatic, but watery. Amazing. Flashback by Olfactive Studio. Highly advise you to try this one. Now the next perfume doesn't need much introduction here in this channel, from House of Xerjoff. Considered by many as the best fresh fragrance from Xerjoff, but I think that's a stretch. I mean, you have quite a few great fresh fragrances within Xerjoff universe. Think of Neo, think of Kobe, think of even Uden and Uden Overdose, although not a big fan of both Uden or Uden Overdose. You also have Renaissance, which I love, but then you have Torino 21 from the Join the Club collection, and this was almost my signature scent of last summer. Torino 21, it's this blast of citrus cocktail with mint, and it has like also like a green tea quality in here and a bit of musky qualities in the base. It's so good, so effortless, casual, versatile. But I mean, casual, but you can definitely wear this with a white linen shirt, for example, or even a white shirt at that. So you really can wear this anywhere, whatever you want, basically. And 2021 it's done really well. I think it's a fantastic fresh scent nonetheless. And the performance is fantastic on my skin. I mean, the longevity is great. So yes, I really advise you to try Torino 21 by Xerjoff. The next fragrance, it's extremely underrated. I mean, it's in the end from a very underrated brand, Heeley. And Heeley also, it's another brand that has many great fresh fragrances. Think of Noto Yuzu, which I also have. Think of Saint Clemens, which I don't have. Estelle Marin, Men Fresh, I mean, the list goes on. But I would recommend you to try Cologne Officinale, which is so unique, although might not be for everyone. This basically is the best interpretation of a fresh, dried bar soap. It's how this smells. Now, this might not be for everyone because it's a bit mature and it feels like those old French dry bar soaps. So because of that, might not be for everyone. Nonetheless, I think it's still a great scent. I think it's quite artistic, yet very simple and very easy to wear nonetheless. But again, might not be for everyone because it has this mature side. But I love it. I think it's a very unique scent, very well done. Performance, it's okay. I mean, it's another parfum, but the longevity, it's fine. I mean, it's average, so nothing crazy here. But I think you have here a very special, fresh scent, nonetheless. Colonia Officinale by Heeley. And last but definitely not least, if you don't want to spend big bucks and you want to smell great, you want to smell unique, you just need to go with Lalique Encre Noire Sport, which is quite underrated, especially within the Encre Noire line. So if you want a fresh vetiver fragrance, just go with Encre Noire Sport. High quality fragrance, quite affordable in the online discounters. 100 ml will cost you around 30 euros at max. And it's, I mean, it's crazy, really. You're robbing the brand almost. And it smells amazing. Again, this is citrusy. Think of grapefruit with this earthy, has still like a dark grassy quality of the Encre Noire, the original, but a bit more light up and a bit more versatile and more easy to wear, but still with that mild, mysterious quality. Amazing scent. I mean, it's basically a more fresh vetiver scent, but still quite special, not just a boring fresh vetiver. Basically, that's what I mean, I want to say. Encre Noire Sport. Amazing, amazing vetiver. With some nice grapefruit on top. And with this one, I finished the video. Let me know in the comments down below what are your current favorite fresh fragrances. If you find value in this video, hit the like button, subscribe, check out all the other fragrance contents that I have available. See you in the next one. Take care, guys. Ciao.